Saints and art are compelling tools for evangelization. Both help direct our gaze towards what is beautiful, good, and true. And saints throughout the ages have had an undeniable impact on artists' personal understanding of the presence of God in the world. In the 14th century, one saint's vision of Christ's birth was a game changer for the art world. Saint Bridget of Sweden had a vision while on pilgrimage to the Holy Land.
So Saint Bridget was a woman who had been born in Sweden. She was married. She had 4 children with her husband. She was very faithful, but then at one point he died. And she eventually did a long pilgrimage to Rome, and then eventually in 1372 she made a pilgrimage to the Holy Land, and specifically to Bethlehem. And she wanted to know more about Jesus, and there she recounts that she had a tremendous vision as she entered into Bethlehem, into the place where, tradition had that Jesus was born. What's characteristic about her vision is that everything was taken note of. I mean, immediately her secretary wrote down everything she said and mentioned. So we have a very detailed account of that vision.
When I was at the manger of the Lord in Bethlehem, I saw a virgin, pregnant and most beautiful, clothed in a white mantle and finely woven tunic. With her there was a dignified old man, and with them both an ox and an ass. When they had entered the cave, the old man went outside and brought to the virgin a lighted candle, and fixed it in the wall, and went outside. Then the virgin knelt with great reverence, putting herself at prayer. And while she was at prayer, I saw the one lying in her womb then move, and then and there, in a moment and the twinkling of an eye, she gave birth to a son, from whom there went out such great and ineffable light and splendor that the sun could not be compared to it. I saw that glorious infant lying on the earth, naked and glowing in the greatest of neatness. When the virgin felt that she had now given birth, at once having bowed her head and joined her hands, with great dignity and reverence, she adored the boy and said to him, "Welcome, my God, my Lord, and my Son." When these things were accomplished, the old man entered, and together she and Joseph put him in the manger, and on bended knee they adored him with gladness and immense joy.
Not very long after that, an Italian painter by the name of Di Tommaso had heard about this vision and decided to represent this very vision. And there we see exactly what Saint Bridget describes. And it shows Our Lady with these golden locks of hair. But above all, the central motif, of course, now is that she is no longer lying down. She is kneeling and adoring the child who is, she says, emitting this light, this tremendous light, right? And in the meantime, Saint Joseph, who had been outside during the birth, out of respect, he now realizes that the child is born, and he comes in bringing a candle, thinking to illuminate the place, but the place is completely illuminated by the child. The child is giving off light. And so this is what she says. She sees Joseph come in, and he puts the candle on the side, and he too kneels down and adores. These painters start repeating this iconography, and you could say that the iconography begins to change from Our Lady lying down in a kind of a postpartum position where she's kind of resting from what would have been the pains of childbirth, to a position of adoration. Because even Saint Bridget had said that the child came out of her like light through glass. It was like a miraculous birth. Before, she was a virgin before, during, and after.
The perpetual virginity of Mary was already believed among the fathers of the Church. Origen, Ambrose, Augustine, Cyril, they defended this Marian doctrine well before Saint Bridget of Sweden made her pilgrimage to Bethlehem. But it had never before been so convincingly articulated.